You can let me know if you're going too fast or too slow, or if you have any issues with the audio or the video. Now, the feature pack for this October, we have a few enhancements for CRM, for the self-service, and for the MyView portal. I'll be walking you through each of these enhancements. Most of them are automatic, so there's nothing that you and I have to do. They're automatically applied. Some of them are not automatic. That means if in case you wish to use or explore that particular enhancement or feature, then you can reach out to your service relationship manager and then create a change request to CCR or inquire further in terms of the cost and the time and the effort involved. So shall we begin?
Yep, that's fine. Am I the only one on the call?
We also have Paul on the call, so it's three of us.
All right. Hiya.
Okay, so that's how the agenda looks like for this session. So we have certain enhancements on the user experience. We have one for reporting, another for CRM, and one for the service portal feature. And then for the self-service functionalities, we have a lot of enhancements and releases that we would talk about on the upcoming slides. And then we also have a couple of global technology and integration releases for the global payroll, whether it's the certified connector for Workday HCM and the enhanced integration for Workday HCM. So in case you're using the Workday HCM along with ADP, so this would be some useful information for you to look at. The first one that we would look at is in CRM. This is, again, an automatic enhancement for user experience. So in case you need to follow up with the creator or the client owner of a ticket, so it's kind of relevant that you should know easily who to reach out to. So this column, creator, has been added to the client service dashboard. So now the client CRM users, the global managers, country managers, and even restricted managers will see at a glance in the client service dashboard as to who created the tickets listed there. The image that you can see on the screen shows an example. So there you can see on the second last column on the right-hand side, which says a creator name. Now this enhancement will automatically be available on Monday, 17th October 2016, which is automatically applied now. And this new column creator will be visible to all of you, CRM managers, when you access the client service dashboard. Any questions?
No?
Okay, thank you. So I'll keep going slide by slide. You can stop me if you have any questions. The next one we have is, again, a disclaimer that has been added to quotations. And in case you're dealing with quotations and CRM for new requests or CCR or change requests, this is an automatic enhancement. Now, the reason for bringing this in was to highlight the billing policy with every quotation. So the disclaimer goes something like this. It says, please note, once the quotation is approved and system changes are configured in the development or quality system, this CCR is chargeable irrespective of whether it is deployed in the production system. Additional charges may be incurred in the event that the change is cancelled without being deployed to production, as an additional effort is involved in removing changes. So this disclaimer will now be displayed for you at the top of the pricing section of every CCR, of every customer change request as shown in the image. And this enhancement is automatically available on Monday, 17th October. And whenever you try to access a quotation section of a CCR ticket, you should be able to see this. Okay, moving on. Now, for the outage notifications, now there are situations where we kind of need to relieve new users from all clients, let it be managers or supervisors, from subscribing themselves to the outage notifications. So prior to this enhancement, every new client user, or a manager had to personally subscribe to the outage notifications to receive them. So there was a task involved, whereas the vast majority of these users should, by default, we thought, should receive notifications as a standard by default. So now all you CRM users, all client CRM users, global managers, everyone that are created in the system from mid of last month, will be automatically subscribed to receive the outage notifications. So from an end user perspective, for you, this will automatically benefit from the outage notifications without you having to take any action to subscribe yourself. Now, additionally, any of you or any of the users can unsubscribe anytime at your convenience to these notifications through the event subscription option in the maintenance event monitor functionality. The image shows an example on the screen. And this is automatically available last month. And so all client users created after this date of 17th of October will be automatically, by default, subscribed to receive outage notifications from ADP. Questions? Okay. Now, the next one is moving on to the absence and attendance collision report. Now, the reason for bringing this enhancement in this is to have both your employees, client employees, and administrators. You may have the rights to manage absences and attendances in the employee self-service, the ESS portal for the employees, and in Global View for backend for the administrators. So in that case, should the absence and attendance request from an employee not be posted yet, that is, the request have been approved by the manager but not transferred yet to the info types 2001 or 2002 in the Global View system, and the administrator creates the same absence attendance record via the transaction PA30, which is to maintain data in the system, then the employee can no longer create, edit, or delete any requests in the absence attendance application due to this absence attendance conflict. So some clients, some of you may even disable the collision check in ESS, which then allows employees to submit requests even when the same requests have been created in info types via the transaction PA30 in maintain data. So in that case, the leaf posting program will report a lot of conflicts, a lot of collision errors. So with the report highlighting these collisions, administrators are able to solve the collisions proactively by deleting the requests where appropriate, wherever there's a conflict. So this report, the transaction ZADP_M99_ADA_CULL, it displays all the conflicts with absences or attendances, and to sort out these conflicts, it also allows the deletion of the absence or attendance record or request submitted by employees. From an end user perspective, the client, the administrators that you have, or even Global View consultants can view all absence attendance conflicts and make the changes, delete where appropriate the request submitted by the employees. The image on the right shows an example of how the report input screen looks like, and this is available now. So in case you want to bring up this functionality, you can always talk to the service relationship manager and look at the effort involved, look at the cost involved, look at the time that would be taken by ADP to set this up for you. Questions? Okay, the next one is changing the sender email address in the notification programs. This is a quick one. Now, the reason for bringing this enhancement is in case the sender email address from the job owner's SU10 profile is not suitable, it provides the clients, it provides you and all the clients with the flexibility to set different sender email addresses where and when appropriate. So with this enhancement, your administrators can now change the sender email address in the following email notification programs. So the employees may get an email notification for a leave reminder, for a leave request, or for a clock correction, depending on which level of time management you use. And then these email notifications the email address can be changed. So in the selection field, you have the sender email address option, where there are two options from the job owner's SU01 profile, or from a specific sender address can be filled in directly by you, your administrators, or the Global View consultants at ADP. So a screenshot shows an example where you can fill the address for different notifications. So prior to this enhancement, the sender email address could not be changed. So only one option was mentioned above. So there was only one option, but now we have another option available. Now, the impact of this will be that end users will receive email notifications from the sender as per option 1 or 2 set by you or your administrators. So this is an option that you may want to use if you want to set up different sender email addresses for different notifications. This is also available now. Okay, moving on to delegation. Now again, this is an automatic enhancement. So prior to this enhancement, your administrators who initiated or created a delegation in the backend system, or we can also call it a substitution, had to manually run 2 different transactions to complete the entire process. The ZADP SU BST and the ZADP MSS delegation transaction. Now with this enhancement, the administrators can now create or initiate delegation by only executing one transaction, and the other transaction follows automatically and it will be updated. So once you create a new delegation via the first transaction, which is the SUBST, the DELEG transaction is automatically updated with the new delegation details. The image shows an example on the right-hand side, and this is automatically available for you in the last quarter. Questions? Another one is to hide the Global View time applications in Global View self-service portal. Now, the reason for bringing this in is for better user experience with Global View self-service. So we only want the applications which are relevant to a self-service user should be accessible and visible to this user to avoid any kind of confusion or questions. So the ADP, for example, the ADP Enterprise eTime may be implemented and deployed in a country for some clients, self-service users only, meaning that these users have access to the self-service application of ADP Enterprise eTime, whereas other self-service users in the same country may be using Global View time applications in Global View self-service, such as absence and attendance management. So prior to this announcement, when one or more Global View time applications are deployed, both were visible to all the employees, which may cause questions or clarifications or or distractions on portal. So now the Global View time applications can be hidden in a country to the population using the self-service applications of eTime. So from an end-user perspective, the self-service users who would be using ADP eTime, Enterprise eTime, will no longer see the Global View self-service time applications that other employees see and use. This is available now as well. Okay, moving on. Now, when employees are applying leaves on the ESS portal, now there's also an option to make the start and the end time fields mandatory in the absence and attendance input field. The reason for bringing this enhancement or feature is for absence types that allow partial day leaves, employees can submit the leave request by either specifying a start time or the end time, or by leaving these fields blank. If both start time and end time fields are left blank, it will be defaulted as a full day leave. So it may happen that employees who want to apply for a partial day or a half day leave forget to specify the start time and the end time. So to ensure that the employees complete these fields, fill in these fields, so you should have the ability to set them as mandatory so that your employees are prompted to fill in these fields, no matter if it is to request a partial day, half day, or a full day leave. So just to avoid any confusion, to ensure that your employee fills in the half day or the full day start time and end time. This is an option. You can make it mandatory. So the image shows an example on the right-hand side. You have the asterisk, which is showing the mandatory field. So along with the start date and end date, you also have the start time and end time that can be made mandatory if you think is required to avoid any confusions, to avoid any miss of information that's happening. Okay. We have an enhancement to the manager reports. Now, the reason for bringing this feature in is that managers should be prevented from seeing their own data. For example, a compensation report, as an example. That is, even if their own name is a part of the selection of employees for generating that report, they will only see in the report the data concerning their team, their subordinates, and not their own data. Now, the report results make sense containing a specific date as well. So if you wish, you should be able to select one date, a key date only, rather than selecting two different dates, a start date and an end date. So now with this enhancement, you have the reports where managers will not see their own data, even if you select your own team, your own subordinates. And you also have an option to put in a key date to get information on a specific date. So from an end user perspective, in example shown on the right-hand side of the screen, even though the manager, if you see the manager testing employee number 28000039 has selected himself or herself along with team subordinates, the data is not displayed in the report results. So it's only the subordinate or the team members' results and data that you can see. So in this example, on the left side of the screen, where we have a small screenshot, so you have a key date where the arrow points out, the red color arrow. So you also have an option to enter a key date or a specific date to run this report. And this is available now, both these enhancements. Okay, we have a few enhancements for the My View and My Reports service as well, starting with the My Reports service. Now, previously, employees could only view tax forms in a PDF format via the My Forms service. Now, this new service provides flexibility and autonomy to employees to run different reports themselves and generate data in a spreadsheet format. Okay, so from PDF, we now also have an option to run this in a spreadsheet format. So with this new service, from an end-user perspective, the employees can now run reports and generate and download data in spreadsheet formats. This is available now. The other one on My View is an accessibility enhancement. Now, this is a good one. The reason for bringing this in is, we wanted to have benefits for all site visitors, in particularly aging populations and individuals who have disabilities, are colorblind or dyslexic, learning to read, or may prefer listening instead of reading. So this will also make My View compliant with several policies and regulations around the world globally. So now the My View portal ensures full access and usability for keyboard users and users of assistive technologies. So each of the following utilities may be engaged individually or in combination with each other. So you have a reader which enlarges various aspects of the screen if you want to zoom in. You have a player which reads out the content for you, and you have a voice which enables standard verbal commands, as of now in English only, and it allows the users to navigate through the MyView portal using a voice control. Now, from an end-user perspective, the users will access the reader by clicking on the reader button, player by clicking on the player button, and voice by clicking on the voice button. You have a couple of screenshots to show us how the reader, player, and voice can be accessed and looks like, and this is available now. The next one is MyView Forms, My Forms enhancements. Now, the reason for bringing this in is to improve the user experience of employees by featuring prominently in the MyView country-specific forms. So it also helps your administrators to support employees in case of questions by enabling to search for an employee and to see the forms in MyView in the same condition as the employee. So now new tiles are added to the personal information page to display the available tax forms, as well as the most relevant tax form information at a glance. And it also has the employee search functionality. So from an end user perspective, employees can access their tax forms and see immediately the most relevant tax form. And the image shows an example on the right-hand side. And even your administrators can search for an employee and access the form and see the form in the same way the employee sees it. So it's the same information available for the employee and for you as well. This is available now. Okay, the next one is the overtime comp type in the balance sheet section of the timesheet, the balance section of the timesheet. The reason for developing this is that the overtime comp type of attendance quota types is very important for some clients, especially when there are multiple records for the same attendance quota type in the balance section in the timesheet application for a better end-user understanding of those records. So now you have the overtime comp type of the attendance quota types displayed in an additional column in the balance section of the timesheet application. Now this enhancement is for the timesheet application only. So that is, this column will not show in the absence attendance application or manager team service, which also have a balance section. So from an end user perspective, the end users will see this overtime comp type column in the timesheet application as shown as the screenshot on the screen, and this is available now. Okay. Moving on, we have a couple of more to go. One is the spreadsheet loader log that can be downloaded by you now. So the reason for bringing this in, this is an automatic enhancement, is to provide you with a quick and easy solution to keep, for future reference, the SSL upload log details. So you don't have to take a screenshot anymore. You can download the SSL upload log details and keep it for future reference. You can use the download report button on the screenshot that you see here, with the red pointer, the arrow points at. And using this button, you can download the spreadsheet upload log of the upload on that particular day or date. And then this will be downloaded in Excel format on your desktop, as seen in the other screenshot here. So you can download this multiple times, any number of times you want, and you can save the data for any future reference internally. And this is automatically available for all of you as of 19 September 2016. The last two slides that I have, or the last three, is for the ADP Global Payroll, the certified connector for Workday, HCM, its expansion. Now, The reason for bringing this in is to support additional countries and expand the data scope of ADP Global Payroll and the certified connector for Workday HCM with additional data that can be interfaced from Workday HCM to meet your needs and data needs. So now the ADP certified, the Global Payroll Certified Connector also supports, the version 3.0 also supports leave of absence, return from leave, cross-border addresses, enhancements to earnings and deductions, and support for pay data ID, in addition to the period salary plan for 13th and 14th month pay. And then this integration solution has been enhanced now to include cost center per company code, national IDs for Brazil, InfoDive 465, and user ID for Global View Self-Service, which is the ESS user ID in InfoDive 105, that's communications. So from an end-user perspective, you're now able to send additional data between Workday and Global View. To take advantage of this enhanced data scope, you must download and configure a particular version, which is the version 3.0, 3.01, 3.02 of the Workday Certified Connectors available on the Workday Cloud, if in case you're using Workday with ADP as an integration. It supports 33 countries now, and the ADP Global Payroll Enhanced Integration for Workday HCM. Now, the reason for bringing this in is to improvise on the integration solution that we actually had initially released in September 2014. It did not interface all data required for local country payroll, as this data is not in-housed in Workday. So now, some clients have wished to have the ability to enter local or country payroll data embedded within the HR business processes in Workday, rather than having to create a separate business process outside of Workday. So now the ADP Global Payroll and Workday have further integrated their respective payroll and HCM solutions, so users can enter and validate HCM and payroll information from one single interface. So this seamless user experience between Workday HCM and ADP Global Payroll enables clients to enter local, validated country-specific payroll data embedded within Workday business processes and capture the data needed for payroll at the front end within the Workday HCM system. So as a result of this enhanced integration, we are changing the name of the connector, just a name change, from ADP Global Payroll Certified Connector for Workday HCM to the new one, which is ADP Global Payroll Enhanced Integration for Workday HCM. Just to make an obvious distinction that we're offering you real better features than in any of our competitors in the market. So from an end-user perspective, this enhanced data integration now tightly connects the data gathering and entry processes for HCM and payroll. So your administrators and end users can now enter all local country payroll data directly into Workday HCM. The image shows an example here, and this is available. It supports 3 countries as of now: China, Germany, and Singapore. China, Germany, and Singapore. Subsequent country rollout will continue in the next quarters. Sorry. Any questions?
No questions from my end, Mukram. Thank you.
Okay. Nothing from Jayarda.
Okay, that's great. You can reach out to me. You can send me an email if you have any more questions. I can get more information for any of these enhancements. You can also reach out to your service relationship managers, the SRMs, to discuss any of these enhancements in detail and get more information. And if you don't have any more questions, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for your time, and probably see you in the next session. And have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you, Mukram.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Goodbye.